Welcome back, dear students. This is the second part of chapter number 4, Urbanization. So we will now start with the causes of urbanization. Now, as mentioned earlier, urbanization is the increase in the number of people living in towns and cities. Now, but why is there an increase in your population moving towards towns and cities? Many move for improved living standards, while others, they simply move for better job opportunities. Now, while it is, important to understand the factors that influence an individual's decision to move to urban areas, we must also be aware of the origins of urbanization. So, the establishment and growth of industries contributed to the growth of cities, and as a result of industrialization, a large chunk of the population residing far from these newly established industries started moving towards the industrial areas. Now, why? In search of employment. So, industrialization, social factors, modernization, economic opportunities cause urbanization. An increase in the number of people moving from rural to urban areas also leads to urbanization. Now, they've given the reasons of urbanization. The first one is the industrial growth. That is industrialization. So, industrial growth is a major cause of urbanization as it has expanded the employment opportunities. So, industrialization, the industrial growth is the most important cause of urbanization. And in fact, urbanization stems from industrialization. Rural people have migrated to cities on account of these opportunities. So, rural people, they have migrated, they have shifted to these cities on account of more employment opportunities and for better standard of living. When urban population growth rate is 40% in India, the industrial growth rate is about 60% per annum. So, when urban population growth rate is 40% in India, the industrial growth rate is about 60%, per annum. Next is social factor. Now, many social factors such as the attraction of cities, better standard of living, better educational facilities, and the need for building status also induce people to migrate to cities. So, now why people are migrating to cities? Why? Because of the better standard of living, better educational facilities, the need for building status. Now, these factors, they are giving rise to this number of people migrating to cities. So, the number is increasing. There are numerous social benefits attributed to life in cities and towns. Next is employment opportunities. Now, in rural sectors, people depend mainly on agriculture for their livelihood. So, agriculture is the main occupation in rural areas, and people's livelihood depends mainly on agriculture, and which is again dependent on monsoons. Now, but Indian agriculture depends greatly on monsoon. Hence, during drought or other natural calamities, natural people, the rural people, they have to migrate to cities. In cities and towns, there are ample job opportunities that continually draw people from the rural areas to seek better livelihood. So, in case of natural disasters such as floods or famine, the people for the rural areas migrate to cities to find jobs to support themselves. In cities and towns, now there are ample job opportunities present that continually attract people from the rural areas to seek better livelihood. Therefore, majority of people frequently migrate into urban areas to access well-paying jobs. Employment in all developmental, sectors such as public health, education, transport, sport and recreation, industries and business enterprises are available in urban and thus become a source of attraction for rural people. Therefore, rural people, they migrate to the urban areas. Next is modernization. Now, urban places are characterized by sophisticated technologies. So, the advanced technologies, better infrastructure, better medical facilities, and proper communication facilities are present in the urban areas. In urban areas, people also embrace changes in the modes of living, namely residential habits, attitudes, dressing, food, and beliefs. So these factors again attract the rural people towards the cities. Next is education opportunities. Now, receiving good education is a prime importance in the present society. So education is very important for all of us, and people have come to understand that one can raise their standard of living by attending good educational institutions and becoming learned. Okay, so how can we attain better and good standard of living? By getting education, by becoming learned and attending good educational institutions. Cities and other urban areas are the prime locations for well-structured institutions and hence attract students from various places. And lastly, we have advanced transportation and communication system. Now, both transportation and communication system, they are inadequate in rural areas. Okay, they're absent in rural areas, or even if they're there, it's inadequate, not proper. So, and make life difficult for the rural people. However, cities and towns are well connected, making movement from one place to another easy as well as affordable. So, in cities and towns, it's very easy for us to get connected, because the movement from one place to another is easy due to the advanced transportation system and communication system, and it is affordable as well. Good and convenient networking is another reason why people migrate to urban areas. So good network, good and convenient networking system is again another important reason as to why people migrate or move towards these urban areas.